Hello. This Here we talk about adolescence and everything in between. In today's in adolescent development, what are the roles of teachers? What roles do teachers play in adolescent development? And for today's episode, our guest is a seasoned teacher who is going to share with us insights and his insight and his expertise on how teachers can play important roles in adolescent development. So join me as I invite on stage our guest for today, Mr. Wale Balo.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be
Hi,
here.
Mr. Wale, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Falake. Good evening, everyone. It's good to be
Thank
here. Thank you, Falake,
thank you
for bringing me
for
up here.
thank you for thank you for joining me. So, Mr. Wale, you've been a teacher for how long?
Yeah, for about 13 years now. About 13 years now. Yeah, for about 13 years. I started teaching
Wow,
2012.
wow, that's a long time. All right, so I want
Yeah.
you to share with us the roles of teachers. I know that as teachers are supposed to, be concerned about the academic performance of our students, but I know that I feel that our roles as teachers share with us. What are the roles? Did you hear me, Mr. Wale?
It looks like your mic was muted at some point. Can you please rephrase the question? What are the rules?
Okay, right. I said that of teachers. What roles do teachers play in adolescent development beyond the classroom? What other roles do teachers play in adolescent development?
Oh, okay. So, well, the modern teacher these days is just more than a teacher. They do more than,
Okay.
or we do more than just go to the classroom. So we are mentors to young chaps. We are like their parents because the average youth or the average adolescent who is still probably in school, in secondary school most especially, we spend like 8 hours with the teacher. That's like one third of the whole day, and they don't even get to spend that much time with parents. Sometimes, on the average, they spend 8 hours with with the teachers. So teachers nowadays are mentors, they are parents, they become counselors, they become guidance to students or to adolescents. Did you did you hear me, Flake? Can you all else hear me?
Thank you, Mr. Wale. You played the role of Mr. Wale. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. All right, thank you. So you would say that it's very important that teachers should build relationships with their students, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how can for a teacher who wants to for a teacher who wants to go beyond classroom, who is interested in his or her students beyond the classroom, how can such a teacher build relationship with his or her students?
Okay, so just like in every relationship, trust is very, very key. And then you would agree with me that gone are those days when you dare not walk in front of your teacher's staff room. It's not like that anymore. So the modern child these days want open arms, want people that they can talk to, that can hear them, that can probably make them feel like they are like them. So that's why if you look at the way we do teaching nowadays, we are very, very close to the kids. We play the song like with them, we dance with them, we are more like them. So that is a way we build trust. So you should be open minded, build a trust, make the kids feel like they can trust you. Every word they tell you should be a secret. They shouldn't tell you something that they are hearing from someone else. It should be secret. And then they should also be able to confide in you. They should see you like someone who can take up like a role model position for them. So most times they want people who is a bit higher or probably some steps higher, years higher. They are not experienced. They want to gain some experiences from the teacher. So being able to do that will help foster healthy relationship between the teacher and the students. So one, be able to build trust. Two, be open-minded. Three, keep them listening ears. You don't send the modern kid away, the modern child away. No, you don't send them away. As much as you try to exert your discipline over them, there should still be a way to bring them close to you. Otherwise, you lose them totally.
Okay, I think my network. Oh, I don't know, okay, but I think I was able to pick something from what you said. And you mentioned
Okay.
trust. You mentioned
Yeah, I
trust,
mentioned
right?
trust. Yeah, I mentioned trust. I mentioned being open-minded. I mentioned having listening ears. I mentioned that you should strike a balance between discipline and being friendly with them so that you don't out of I want to beat out to this man and then you're sending them away. It doesn't work that way anymore. It doesn't work that
Okay,
way
so
anymore.
what is that boundary between discipline? Okay, like when do we say okay, we want to discipline these people or want to be so close with them? What is that boundary?
Okay, so this is it. Set principles. Firstly, because they are adolescents, it means that they themselves are still trying to form an identity for themselves. They are trying to figure out who they are, who am I not. They themselves are still trying to imbibe some principles from people, and then daddy may not be a role model anymore, mom may not be a role model anymore. That's simply because they are adolescents. So that discipline comes when you are principled. Let them understand why you do what you do.
Okay.
Why I remember some years back. Okay, I think I tried to paint real life examples because I think I have a couple of them. Okay, so someone was trying to discipline me in secondary school, and I didn't know why he was trying to discipline me. He was someone that I liked so much. He was my English teacher then. His name, we bear the same surname, Mr. Balogo. And then he wanted to beat me. And then I think he was doing a roll call. And then he said, do not say a word if the person is not in class. I just came back from GCE exam, so I didn't know. And I said, absent, sir. And he beat me. I felt bad. And then I try still me trying to be close to the English teacher. Then I went to him. I said, "Sir, I'm sorry. The way you beat me the other day, I did not like it." I knew I was angry. He got livid. And then what? So you mean you have the effrontery to come and tell me that? So that was then. I'm not sure up to today. It's been over 20 years, but I still remember that. I still remember that incident very well. And I still feel that I would have been very, very close because I really liked that English teacher then. I wanted to be close to him. And I felt okay, he probably would have just told me, okay, he probably would have drawn me in, probably had a conversation with me, but he just stroked me off. It doesn't work like that anymore. So while I understand he was trying to exert his discipline, he was throwing me away. In fact, he threw me off. So now, we call it the carrot and stick approach. So when you scold them, when you correct teenagers, also let them know that everything you do is their best interest. So what I personally do is I try to paint real life examples, real life situations to them, trying to make them see, oh, okay, this is why I'm being firm. This is why I'm telling you not to do this. This is why this that you are doing can be very, very dangerous. If you do not stop it, it can have grievous consequences. They want to hear too. Teenagers they want to hear, they want to learn. So being able to strike a balance somewhere will really go a long way.
Okay, thank you. There was something like you made mention of when you're talking about your English teacher. Now it is true that it doesn't really work that way now anymore. But we still have some schools where they still believe in that. I'm also a teacher, but I teach in a government school, and I try to be close with these students. But you would hear colleagues say, when they were in secondary school, they dare not enter the staff room anyhow. Because when I bring them close, they come to meet me in the staff room, we talk and all of that. And my colleagues will be like, then when we were in secondary school, they dare not enter the staff room. That staff room was like forbidden for students to enter, but now everybody's just entering. They've lost respect for the staff room. Though I don't see it that way because I feel it's an avenue for them to, when you are open, like you have said to them, they'll be able to tell you anything and everything. Right. So now how do you deal with colleagues who don't see your relationship with the students the way you see them, you want to, the way you see your relationship, the way you relate to the students. And what do you say to colleagues who don't see it that way? Who think, you are too free with this student, you are too open with this student, they want it to be strict the way it used to be. But you know that times have changed. So how do you deal with colleagues like that?
Okay, well, speaking about my own workplace, it's a very large workplace, first of all, and then I think fairly everybody there probably because it's a private workspace anyway. Maybe that's why practically every teacher understands that there must be a very good relationship between the student and the teacher now. Practically everybody knows that at my own workplace. And then so it probably comes with a bit of orientation for the teachers. It probably comes with the teachers knowing that firstly, I teach mathematics, for instance, and mathematics was being when my wife sees me teach mathematics now, she wonders how I'm able to talk to my students, and we are very, very close. So it's simple. If I want to make impact. So I think that orientation, teachers have to have the orientation that you really want to make impact. You really want to make impact, you don't really have to do the conventional things. It probably would require you to go out of your way. It probably will require you being able to retrain yourself, being able to unlearn some of the things you learned. Come on, we grew up, we know what it used to be. Even when I was about leaving OE, where I finished from, our lecturers were not that the dreadful lecturers that because you failed, because I failed, I got an F9 in MT 105. Everybody will get F9. I don't think I'm not sure, but that's longer. It's no longer common in the teachers environment now, or probably I'm speaking from my own environment anyways. So we really do not have that case here. That's why I said probably teachers need to probably be orientated, get more orientation, get to know, okay, if you really want to make impact in the life of these kids, you have to be close to them, you have to be open-minded, you have to be their friend. Be their friend does not mean that you cannot correct them. I guess that's where we probably are getting it wrong. In fact, okay, so for me now, I tell some of my students that look, if I cannot tell you, if you are a friend to me, and you cannot tell me certain truths, then you're not a good friend. The same way when I see you do something that is wrong, I should be able to correct you. When I correct you, it is not that I hate you. So funny enough, to some of them we go as far as quoting the Bible to them. Well, look, is a child that the father loves that he corrects. If you do not want to be corrected, then that means you probably are not ready to grow. But if you really want to grow, they will correct you. I'm still being corrected at my age. So being able to do that, I think everybody will be on the same page. So both teachers and students too would understand that okay, this is what we are trying to do. We are trying to create impact. We are trying to help the student become a better person, and we are trying to make the student become a better person. Then we need to improve on the relationship.
True, true, true. I agree with what you are saying. Now let's move to parents. Because when it comes to adolescent development, teachers are stakeholders, parents are very important stakeholders. Now, there's this saying that my colleagues usually say, they'll say, parents don't like us, parents don't like teachers. I don't know, you teach in a private school, I don't know if that's true in the private school, but in the government school where I teach, my colleagues will say, parents don't like teachers. Now, how would you address the relationship, or how would you address, how would I put it? When you're trying to scold or when you're trying to discipline a student and the parent says no, but you know that this student needs this discipline. Parents will say no, don't discipline my child, oh, don't do. And I'm coming to, in fact, let me give a real life example. When I newly
Okay,
got
good.
this job, a father, mother, brother, sister, they came to school to find a teacher because the teacher beat their child, and the parents, the siblings all came. So now in that situation, next time that student misbehaves, the teacher will not want to do anything. They'll be looking at him or her, yeah, now do what you want to do. Do you understand? So what how would I put it? How would you address parents in such situation whereby a teacher is trying to discipline their child and they're saying, no, don't discipline my child for me, or this is not what I sent my child in school to do.
Child's good
So how would you
for.
address parents in such situation?
Okay, so for like it's on both hands. From both hands. Yeah, that picture you painted, I think I can also relate with it. But you see, okay, let me come from the jazz angle now. So sometimes too, when you correct students, you have to correct them in love. Correct them like they're your own children. Is that okay? I know that there are a few parents who would really batter their kids, and but I think it's still abuse. If you ask me, it's still abuse. So if you correct teenagers, if you correct them like they are yours, like I do not think parents would. I don't think parents would. There should be a limit. That's what I'm trying to say now. When you are correcting a child in love, you won't abuse the child. You won't batter the child. You won't bruise the child. You won't bruise the child. What are you correcting a child for? Has a child stolen? If a child has not stolen, if a child has not, there are different ways to correct a child, and the child feels the punishment, the brunt of whatever you are doing to them. Now we have corporal punishment where you don't even have to bruise the child. If you do not bruise a child, firstly, I don't think a parent would come to say you have abused my child. I don't know if I'm correct anyway. But I think that if you overstep that line, I'm a parent too. I know a child, I know of a time a colleague of mine, somebody beat the child and then the child had blood stain in the eyes. So I asked her, what did you do? That's me talking now. What did you do to the teacher? Because how for what has the child done to the extent of you if the eye, what if the boy goes blind? So the woman took him to Jaja UI for weeks. She spent so much money. And then, but luckily enough, the young boy got his eyesight back. So I think it's on both sides now. Teachers should not overdo it. In all of your correction, in all of your trying to administer discipline, trying to correct the child, do it in love. Do it in such a way that the parents too can feel, oh, wow, no, okay, I understand, it's understandable. Don't bruise the child. That if you do that, I don't think parents will come after you. That's one. On the part of the parents, so I think parents have probably witnessed just like I told you a case of my friend now. So probably parents have witnessed something like that. And they feel no, we have to. If this was your child, would you beat him like this? Maybe that's why parents will go overboard, or would say okay, and then the siblings will come and fight. Otherwise, I do not think it should get to that. It should get to the extent. That's one. On the part of the parents, training a child, how did they say it again? Someone gives birth to a child, your community trains the child. The child training requires parents, requires teachers. Just like I said earlier, they spend 8 hours in school. An average student spend some people spend more than that. Some will go to school 7 and they won't return home until 6 p.m. That's 11 hours already, almost half the day with with the teachers. Excuse me, with parents, meanwhile, they just go and then they are at home probably 6 p.m. watching movies, 8, 9, they go to bed. So they are just with parents for 3 hours. So that time now we are on holidays now, schools are on holidays now, and I'm sure certain parents are saying, hey, are you sure you won't go back to school? Are you sure you won't go back to Mrs. Because so it shows that the role the teacher plays is enormous. But someone who spends one third of the time with your child that you didn't even spend that much, it plays a key role. So I think I'm trying to balance it now. So if what I've said earlier, the teacher does not do it too much, does not overstep. In the words of my principal, she would say, my late Miss Barakio, she would say, you can't cry more than the bereaved. It's not your child, it's still someone else's child. So you can't beat them beyond how they want you to be the child. On the parents' part, if they also understand that, oh, okay, yeah, Mr. Balogun has the best interest of this boy. He wants the boy to do well. He wants him to improve. He probably didn't do his own work, and then he should get some. He should be scolded. How that scolding is, I'm not the one to determine whether it's, but I don't know. If we have that synergy from the parents and the teachers, I do not think we would have cases of parents coming to complain. Do you have trying that this topic this question you just asked now is relative? Relative in the sense that some people say you don't beat, you don't beat. I used to beat, but I don't. It's not okay. Probably because I'm older now. Probably because I've also grown. I've also seen that there are better ways to manage a child when I just beating, 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 beating. Me, I really do not beat. No, I'm not shy to say that. I think it's a last resort to actually beat. But there are other punishments that are more painful than you beating a child. So
Yeah.
some people say you don't beat. Some people say beat him. I can no, it's because you don't beat him. Beat him very well. So it's actually relative. Some people say beat, some people say do not beat. So I think for teachers too, if they're also able to know, just like as I mentioned earlier, do not bruise the child, do not abuse the child. But if you also know, oh, okay, this parent, or you can even call the parents. Some parents are aged, they are older, they probably do not have the strength again, and then they want someone who is younger, and they will say, beat him. That's a different ball game. But at the same time, still do not bruise the child. Because the way they say it in Yoruba, bá mi ná ọmọ mi, kò dénú ọlọ́mọ. Help me beat my child. The person who says help me beat my child can say, Mr. Balogun, you over beat him. I think you should bruise him. So in everything we are trying to do, let's be moderate. Let's be very, very moderate. Like I said, punishments are meant to be measurable. It shouldn't be overboard. Beat them in love. Beat them, correct them the way you beat your child. If you must beat, I'm not saying beat, but if you must beat, whatever you do, just do it the way you do to your own child.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's some insight.
Okay.
Now speaking of we're still on parents. I'm going to be talking from my own experience. Like when we were
Okay.
talking about those that teachers play, you called them second parents. You said that
Yeah.
teachers are second. But you know
Yeah.
that because of teachers have now shown that okay, maybe they like this particular student, parents will now abandon their own responsibility and pass it on to the teacher. Because like I said, they spend one third of their time in school with their teachers. So some parents will just neglect their own, and when some parents come to school, they'll be like I said, hey, no that, no that, and I'll be like, ma, in my class, I have 30 students. You just have four children at home. So how do you want me to just pay sole attention on your own child? What about the remaining 29? So those parents are now past the responsibility of parenting onto their teachers. How would you address parents like that?
For like I would say, it's our call. Oh. if you are going to be a teacher, you have to. It's our call. I must confess, it's our call. It's our call. I have been to. Okay, so I've been privileged to teach, or to the number of students I've taught in the years I've taught should be. I think I should have had 100 or probably more students that have passed through me. And then with all of them, I always have a very good relationship with them. Some of them would have to say, okay, please help me. Can you take? I've had to stay in position of dads, in position of fathers for some of them. And I've had to wonder, like you just said, you have just to. I'm taking over 30, but it's like, just like I said, it's our call. Um, it's something we are called to do. That's not even. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen over and over and over again, over and over again. My two boys. So sometimes I go to their class. I say, "When you is your child." So I'm doing him. So I think that doesn't mean when he comes home, I'm still not going to play daddy's role. No, I'm still going to play daddy's role. But like I said, some probably for because of the relationship that has come between the parent and the child. Some parents or some children don't even regard their parents as much as they regard their teachers. So they will say, I'm going to report it to you, Mr. Malo. So, and I'm wondering, am I going to beat the boy? I will never beat him. So it's our call. It's just that they finally understand now that this guy has someone that he fears. There is someone that maybe not fear now, maybe regards, because I really do not like the word fear. Maybe not, maybe that I respect, that I knows, oh, so and so must not hear. So and so must not know that I did this. And then the boy may be careful with the parents, but maybe nothing happens. So it's our call. Although that does not mean that parents should neglect their duties. No. So I'm trying to balance it now. So while that is happening, parents too should also go back home and make sure that that presence is felt at home. Whatever you do not correct at I think that's why I say charity begins at home. Whatever you do not correct a child on at home, it becomes very difficult for someone else to correct outside. A child who pilfing, for instance, people go to people's bag, pilf. It starts from somewhere, someone notices. It may not even be the parents, it may not even be the teachers. Just like I said, just like you rightly mentioned, teachers may have 30 students. It may be the parents who has to be extra careful now, go the extra mile to ensure that when the guy comes back from school, the things he has brought home, all of them are his own. It starts from there. It starts from, okay, this water bottle does not belong to you. Why did you bring it home? You should not take things that do not belong to you. And then, oh yeah, return it back to school, return it to school tomorrow, or probably make a phone call. Mrs. So and so, this boy brought in something that does not belong to him. Subconsciously, you are bringing to that young boy's mind that whatever does not belong to you should not be brought home. So there should be a balance. There should be a balance. Parents are not meant to neglect the whole duty and say, oh yeah, teachers should go and do. But I know that it really happens. But it's not perfect. It's not perfect. So like I said, parents too should go the extra mile. Um, do not leave it all to teachers to do. If we leave it all to teachers to do, it is even the reason why sometimes you have teachers abusing students too, because you have over relied on them. You have relied on them. I I I still have some of the students I've taught are grown now, but as much as you know that, oh yeah, there is this, you have built that a very cordial relationship between myself and them, there are still boundaries that I have to draw. I can't say, oh, because you were my student some years ago, and then it doesn't happen. Probably that's my own principles, but I also feel that parents too should also set those limits too, for otherwise teachers are human beings. As much as you think they are models, as much as you think that they should be good, they are also human beings. And if care is not taken, they can. So let's strike a balance. It can happen. Teachers passing some of the duties to, parents passing some of these duties to teachers, but parents too at home should also try to be on their toes, especially with these teenagers that we have these days.
This 24 Gen Z's 21st century
Exactly.
teenagers.
You have to be
Okay.
really dynamic with them. You have to be very, very dynamic. You have to be dynamic
Understand.
with them.
Thank you, Mr. Ali. Now let's talk about this Gen Z. What challenges have you had, when relating
Okay.
with some of the adolescent students in your school? I'm sure you would have had challenges. What challenges have you had, and how did you overcome these challenges?
Challenges every day, oh, every day, every day. But you see, for me, the challenges we have with them is something that has come with the job. Like I said the other time, it's our call. It comes with the job. It comes with they are teenagers. They will have issues. I can't even begin to say how many now. So, but like I said, be firm with them. I'm firm with my kids that sometimes I wonder if, but sometimes when I'm being firm with them, I still call them to say, come, do you know why I corrected you the other day? Do you know why I corrected you the other day? Some will like, so I then would tell them, so you actually felt that I hated you? No, why should I hate you? So sometimes my office is they come to my office and I say, okay, come sit down. And they're like, wow, vice principal asking me to sit down. No problem, sit down. And then I'm being able to now bring them closer again. So oh, he looked like he was very tough. Now he's talking to us calmly. I don't know if you understand now. So while I
Yeah.
stand on the assembly and I'm giving additional rules, you must not be found, you must not I still find a way to still strike a balance. When parent when we okay, so because they do certain things, we also have to inform their parents. Like we also have to let their parents know that okay, your child did this because just like we've been saying, it's a partnership between parents and teachers. So we also have to let parents know that okay, your child did this. We also have to give them that feedback. When parents come again, we still have to make parents know, oh, okay, this is where the problem is. We have been able to talk to your parents. That is where you actually know that sometimes the teacher is closer to the kids more than the parent. I'm sorry to that, but that's just the blunt truth. So some of the things some parents say, my child can never do this. But your child just confessed to doing it. Ah, so we say, okay, calm down. So okay, so your child is not a bad child, but this age they are in now, there is a heightened peer influence over them. They want to be like their friends. They are conscious of themselves. It is normal for adolescents to want to have sexual boyfriend girlfriend relationships. I don't think it's their hormones. So we also let parents see so that okay, like trying to enlighten parents that it can happen, but you now have to manage it. So I personally put myself in their shoes. When I was in SS2, I had crushes too. I used to crush on this girl too. I used to crush on that girl too. Some of them I have to tell them these real life examples, but it doesn't take you anywhere. I've had to call some students to my office and say, I give them apple. I'll probably tell them about oranges and give them an unripe orange. Can you take the unripe orange? Ah, no, it's not ripe. Okay. What about this one that is ripe? Okay, you can take. Do you know why? Because there is time for everything. There is time for everything. So if you take this orange when it's not ripe, it is sour. But you take this orange when it's ripe, it is sweet. So we try to. I hope you understand what I'm saying. We try to strike a balance between both now, trying to make them see that okay. So we have several. I'm not sure if I'll be in. I'm not sure I'll be in school a weekend. There is no way. I'll just tell them that look, my job is a witch hunting job.
Hmm.
Don't make it look like I'm just here to correct you. And I've also told my students too that look, if you do something bad here and I catch you, oh, you are lucky because me, I will correct you in love. If I don't correct you, you can go elsewhere and it becomes a problem. So let me correct you now. So when you get to university, it doesn't become a problem. So eventually, most of them are able to understand that, oh, okay, this guy wants the best for us, and then he's just helping us.
Mm, mm. True, true, true. There's this Yoruba proverb that Yaba fi ọwọ́ ìtúbọ̀ mọ orí máa fi
Hmm.
òsì fà á.
So super father. Yes, that's it.
So
Yeah.
there has to be a balance, when we
Yeah,
are
there
dealing
have to be
with.
a balance. Yes, there should be a balance.
Mm, okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So can you share? I'm sure you would have had positive experiences. So can you share for those for our audience that are watching, Mr. Wale is a very good teacher. There was a time he posted on the status, his students, I was saying his chat with his students, and they were saying, Mr.
I
Malum,
didn't
I don't
want
know
to
what
post
I would have
everything
done
though.
without you. What did you
I
say?
didn't post everything deliberately. So when I felt
I
if
think
I
I've
post
done
everything,
everything.
if I post everything,
Wow.
when you start thinking, but it's just because we have been in a very good relationship over the years.
In fact, that's very. I was happy to read. I was like, this is what teaching should be. This is how teachers should be. I was very happy to read those reports from your students. It shows that Mr. is a very, very good person and is very open. So, Mr. can you share with us a positive experience? Maybe there's a teenager or a student that you were mentoring and eventually, or he or she eventually turned out very well. I'm sure you have many, but can you just pick any? Positive experience you had with your students.
Okay, quite a lot. I'm trying to think of one. I'm trying to think of one. But I remember that one that comes to mind very quickly to me now. These guys now they are graduates. They are all working now, and I remember that in I think 20 before I think it was before Jonathan became president. So one of them said he had an uncle who was a top shot in PDP. So he said he wanted because they love to sing. So he said he wanted to help them. That's my students now, saying that he wanted his younger students, younger colleagues, make them sing a song, and then PDP will release it. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Okay. So I had to call them and say, well, politics is good, very, very good. You are going to be leaders. You are going to become president. Practically all these kids I mentioned here, I'm not even sure any of them is in Nigeria anymore. One is in the University of Toronto in Canada. One is done already. The guy who said he was going to help them is also done, and I think he's in the UK now. So these guys are not even in the country anymore. So he then said he wanted to help them release a song for PDP. I said, okay, no problem. But why don't you? I think they were in JSS 3 then, or probably JSS 2. Why don't you just channel this energy, these resources into what we have now, into your BEC, your NECO? You sing for PDP, but it's not pressing. It's not a pressing need. You want to sing, no problem. I think this guy was still singing very well then. Kuredi Bilu, I think Kuredi was still singing. I think it was at the peak then. So I said, I think I had to give them, and these kids, because they are modern kids, they'll show you examples of people who sing. They will tell you, how much are you making? This is somebody who sings. Look at how many streams he has on YouTube. They will show you, they will give you all those evidences. So I said, okay, no problem. You can be greater than him. Why don't you just channel this into, and then you come back? And I was new on the job then. And so it was new stuff. And then we always have social nights where we'll talk about our likes, talk about our dislikes, we'll talk about each other, we'll have a little party, we'll give them music, they will dance to it and the likes. So after I told them, I didn't know one of them did not like it. So he spoke with his dad. And then his dad called me. So I explained to his dad, oh, okay, so the dad said, oh wow, Mr. Madogo, thank you. I don't even know why he will be thinking of that when he has BC coming up. So I told him, I said it's not bad. It's not bad. Not all of us would none of us will be doctors. We will need some people who are going to be singers. We need some people who are going to be in all of those aspects too, in all of those careers too. So it's not bad. The guy said, but he should focus. I said, yes, that's exactly my point. Let him focus on his BEC, then we can. That's actually why we have all these social nights. That's why we have Children's Day. That's why so that we can help them develop some of these their skills. So eventually, when we had the social night, the guy now said, I didn't know he felt bad. He said he did not like someone killing his dreams. So I thought he was referring to me because of what I told him. So I had to call him. So when I said, I was not killing your dream. I was just trying to say that there is time for everything. This energy, channel it. You will sing. This boy I'm talking about does not even sing Jack anymore now. But
Wow.
just channel that energy into your book. Do you understand? You come back and sing. But you see, some of these people you talk about, they still go to school. I think I mentioned one of them went to Lead City. I can't remember who among the artists went to Lead City. So I mentioned it to them that look, I maybe was I can't really remember now. So I said, okay, so some of these people, do you realize that despite the fact that they are singers, despite the fact that they make money from singing, they still go to school. That's where parents are front. So they still that means that something is missing. They realize that I need to go and perfect something somewhere and they still go back there. So
Mm.
why don't you? So I was able to tell the guy, and then eventually, probably because I was new then with them, we finally became very, very close, like very, very close. In fact, I had to do referee for him before he went for Canada. Went to Canada. The other one,
Wow.
he was a very fantastic boy, very, very fantastic. He's in the UK now. So one day I said I wanted to beat him. I said, "You can't beat." I said, "No problem. I don't have to beat you. No, come. Do you really think I wanted to beat you? No, no." So I sat him down. So I sat him down and I said, I told her, I said, "I don't even need to beat you. I just want you to know that this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong." And obviously, you know the kind of kids I deal with. So they felt they felt they had money. They felt okay. So if you have, but it's not. Discipline is still very important. So I said, "I'm not going to beat you. No, 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 I'm not beating you. Do you understand why I'm not going to beat you? Just or why you felt I was going to beat you? What you did here is wrong. What you did here is wrong. But then I didn't beat that boy that day. And these guys are all we are all friends now. If I some of them you actually think, oh, how did I small size to me and they are big down, but it's all they are making progress in their own respective their respective lives now. And then they also I'm sure they also know we had the recently we had some of them come over to school. We were planning to do a documentary. Some of them are done and they all realize what we're trying to correct them for back then. So they know that some of those things that we do, I was doing it for them.
Mm, mm, mm. I know that I'm going to have many positive impact stories. I know. And something you made mention of now that when they grow, they realize that all what they're doing is for their own good. At that point, they may feel like, ah, this teacher hates me, this teacher does not like me, you
Mm,
know. But in few years to come, they'll know that, oh, it was for my own good. That this teacher was, telling me this and telling me that. Now we've addressed teachers, we've addressed parents. Let's address students. Mention the fact that some of them have money. Also in the school that I teach, there was one particular boy that came to tell us that how much are we earning? And we can see our salary because we were trying to discipline him. So now, how would you address students who feel they have money, they don't need school, they don't need to come to school? What the teacher is saying to just stay now, just stay in his own simply because of they have money. So how would you address adolescent students like that?
there is no way we are going to talk about money without we talking about how much society to has placed the attention society to has placed on money. There is really they are products of the see things that go on in the environment. Like I remember that part of the deal some of my friends had for me was that they were going to get me a phone because I just changed my phone in December last year, and then I had used that phone for 4 years. So some of them were in JSS1, JSS2, but and they kept on saying, "Mr. Malo, when are you going to change your phone?" But okay, so it was not like I did not have the money to change the phone, but it was so. I think I can be very sentimental sometimes. That phone was so dear to me. So they practically knew that okay, it was not because I did not have money to change it, but I just liked the phone. So the society has many of these kids talking about the phones that many of them use bigger phones. So I
Yes.
would just joke with them, come on, look at the kind of phone I'm using. So we'll have the bands together, we'll all abuse my phone together. We'll say you are using iPhone 13. iPhone, how much is your phone? They will they will say the price. But so I think the society has to probably change. Okay, I don't know if we can change it anyways. Change the orientation that we place over money. Money is meant to be a tool. It's meant to be things that we use as a means to an end. It's not what defines how successful we are. I speak with you now. I'm a teacher. I have students who are one of my students the other day is an estate agent. I saw him in saw his Facebook on in Delta State. He's doing very well now. I see some core members who work with me now. Many of the kids I've taught have become big people, lawyers, doctors. For me, that's success. Not just the money. I may not have the money that they have. If you see the cars that they drive now, for like the cars that these kids drive, well, once they are done, before they are done in secondary school, they have a ride. Someone is driving them. The dad gives them a cake. Well, it's good. I also want that kind of life for my kids, to be very honest. But it doesn't define how successful I am. What gives me joy? What gives me joy? What gives me joy? Majorly is me seeing, getting comments from my kids, getting comments from these people say, "Oh, I'm this now. I'm doing well here. I'm this now. I'm doing." So I think to really answer that question, it has to be how the society has what the society or the value or how the society has placed money. They are just seeing it from the aspect of what how they have placed it before their eyes. If the society has not placed it like that, I know kids will tell me I want to become a footballer. Don't you know how much Jude Bellingham earns a week? And he wants to become footballers. It's good. But if you can't be a footballer without a coach is also a teacher. And the job of that coach is also the coach. The players don't. The coach does not necessarily have to be richer than the coach. Sorry, the coach does not necessarily have to be richer than the students. Doesn't have to be. But the success of the coach is this is me. This is a fragment of me that I'm planting in you. This is me.
Mm,
That's my joy anyway. Me being able to see some of my students saying, "Oh, okay, I passed this course. I passed this course because you taught me this." That gives me joy. See, the teaching job cannot be paid for. They can't pay it. They can't pay it. I don't know if you watched our party that we ended some weeks ago. A parent just came and surprised all the teachers, gave them a the big bowl check, 50K each. Wow, kudos, kudos. That shows how much the parents appreciate the teachers. But
mm,
the part of the teacher has gone into that child. Okay, in my own school, we don't just do teaching, we teach, we mentor, we coach, you guide them, you probably make decisions for them. Some of them we take them to schools, we take them to their universities. Do you understand? So it's beyond how much you can pay. So that teaching job cannot be paid for. Parents can only try. They can. It's good. We are very appreciative. And like I said, for me, I think my own joy is not in the money. It's in the impact that we are making
mm,
in the lives of these kids.
true,
And nowadays too,
true.
teachers' reward is not just in heaven. It's right here. So teachers too are being handsomely paid now. Teachers do online classes. They get value for whatever they do. Parents are just like I mentioned, the parents who give money to teachers. So, but in all of that, there's still no there's still no payment. My math teacher in secondary school, Mr. Drew, and they who taught me further math, I still owe him. So whenever I think about that man, I still think I can't pay this man enough. I should keep paying him. That's about 20 years now. 20, yeah, that's about 20 years. So it's not something that can be paid for. So that money thing does not define success. It doesn't define success. They will be richer than us. Let's not, or they can be richer than us. Let's not even, let's not debate that,
I
please.
agree.
And I think the joy is also that they are doing very well, very well.
Mm,
I think that's the joy.
yeah. Mm, mm. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you very much. Our reward as teachers is no longer in heaven. It's there on earth. And it's truth. They cannot pay us. They cannot even pay us back. They can't pay us back, no matter how much you want to give, or no matter the
Yeah, something
material,
they
because
keep in.
God is not really materialistic. How do you want to quantify or qualify the
That's
value
it.
that put
Like,
in those
how
students?
do you quantify? It's a part of me that I've given to you.
How do
So
you
you
want to
can't
quantify? How do you measure it? You can't measure it.
That. Thank you very much.
yeah.
So we have established that teachers play important role beyond the classroom. Their work is not just to enter, teach, and then leave. They are coaches, they are mentors, they are guides. In fact, they are second
Prayer
parents.
warriors.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, they are
Thank you.
parents.
To what did you say?
I said they are prayer warriors. When for instance now, why result
Exactly.
is
They are
not.
prayer. Speaking of
Yes.
prayer
For
warriors,
instance, you need to see how before why comes out, before you tell me comes out. Okay, so in my school we see all the
yes.
results first. The day why result is released is a different day in the school. The day UTM result is a different. You think we wrote the exams for the kids,
Mm, mm,
so we pray for them. So it's a whole lot. It's a parenting job.
wow.
It's a whole lot.
So we are more than teachers. We pray. In fact, when I want to teach, I also pray. As I'm writing my lesson note, I will pray that God open the brains of this my students, let them understand
I
what
don't
I'm saying.
understand.
So that word teacher encompasses a whole lot, a whole lot. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Mr. Walim. So finally, it's almost 6 o'clock. What advice would you give teachers who want to support adolescent development? They have heard that, okay, I'm not just a teacher. What else can I do to make this to support the development of this adolescent? So what advice would you give to teachers in general?
Maybe I should be very passionate about it. Carry your student matter, carry am for head, carry am for head. Do you like they are your children? Where the word will come from,
Mm,
I do not know. Okay, so I remember that I used to be very, very, when I was in hostel, because hostel used to be like home. Hostel is home, rather. It's not like home, it's home for many of the boarding students. I had rules. So, some of those rules that I gave those boys, some of them did not really like those rules. Just like I mentioned earlier, I remember that some of them were when they were leaving the school, they bought they bought things for certain people who would pamper them, who would but I needed to stand firm. So sometimes whenever I'm done disciplining those kids, whenever I'll go back to my room and start thinking, was I wrong? But I finally discovered that I was not actually wrong. I was just trying to lay a foundation for them, lay a pathway for them. So they may not be compensating me, but I have this joy in me that I've been able to remove a child as adults. You are meant to see things before they see it. So some of the paths that they were taking would not lead them to places that are good. I don't want to say destruction, but it won't lead them to places that are good. So I had to stand and say, no, no, you can't do this. So it was still me trying to help them become better people, but some of them would not see it. So I had cases of where some of them would even go and report to their parents and say, but I appreciate parents who will come to me and say, and I'll then be able to explain them, mommy, I'm just trying to help your child though. This is what I feel, this is what I feel, this is what I feel, this is what I feel. This is what And then we're able to have a dialogue. Parents who are also they will also understand with you that, oh, okay. So in everything that teachers do, like I said, it's like a witch hunting job. Don't get tired of doing it. The reward may not come from where you saw it. Mm-mm, it may not come. Okay, so I'm sure you saw where one of my boys was saying he was going to buy a Benz and the Benz is coming. If it comes from him, oh well and good. If it doesn't come, yeah. So the reward may not come from where you saw it. It can come from different angles.
yes,
Just be good.
true.
Just remember that you are laying a legacy. I don't know if there's a reward for laying legacy. I don't know. Maybe not monetary reward, maybe not material, but that joy at the end of the day for me is satisfying. That I saw a boy in one corner trying to misbehave, and I was able to say, "Come, don't do that." He may not like me. The girl may not like it, but I can then call them together and say, "What you were doing there was wrong." But at that moment, they may not like it. Till they are done in that school, they may not like it. But that joy that I've been able to save someone from danger, from impending danger, is very, very important. So, first of all, be principled as teachers. There should be a clear line between what is right and what is wrong. The line is becoming thinner and thinner by the day. But you stand by those rules, you'll get compensated. It may not be you, it may not be, I'm sorry, it may not be from where you have sown, but somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
Because I'm still waiting for someone to say, okay, someone will go, oh, you deserve a best, take a best. But I'm now asking myself, me myself, have I paid my teachers well enough? Just like I said, the teacher I mentioned, when I still see him, I still know there should still be something to give to him. Because there's no way you can pay a teacher. There's
Mm.
just no way you can pay a teacher. So don't expect to get paid. It will come. It may not come from them, but just believe that it will come. And like I said, that joy in the fact that you are doing what is right, nobody can pay it. Nobody can pay for it.
In fact, that joy is enough payment for the
It's enough.
teacher.
It's enough payment. It's enough. It's
Wow.
enough. It's enough payment.
Mm. Wow. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Wali. To add to it, I also have that teachers should be extremely patient when dealing with her.
Yeah.
They will test
Mm.
you, they will stress
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. You
So
have to
one
be
has to
patient.
be very, very patient when
Yeah.
dealing with this Gen Z, adolescent in this Gen Z era. All right, so thank you very, very much, Mr. Wale. That was an insightful session. I have learned. You know, I'm
Thank
learning
you.
from you. I want to be like you when I grow up.
Remind
So
me.
teachers, we should learn to build trust with our students. We should also learn to,
Yeah. Oh my
balance
God.
it. When we are disciplining them and when we are so close to them, there should be a balance. There should be everything should be done in moderation, like you have said. All right. So thank you so much for our listeners. I hope that you have gotten one or two things from this session. For parents, please do not entirely pass your responsibility to the teachers. We have many students to look after, and you just have like two, three, or four. So please, while we teachers are playing our role in school, you can also help us by playing your
At
role
home.
at home. It will make the work easier for the teacher, actually. A child who comes from a good home, in fact, it's easy for the teacher to continue that training in
Mentoring
school.
nature.
All right,
Yeah.
so thank you very much, Mr. Wale. It was nice having you on board. I hope that when next we call you for our podcast, you respond, you
But
agree
okay, now
to
you get me.
stuff.
You have me now. You have the lot of me now.
All right, so thank
Thank
you
you
very
so much.
much.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the
Thank you.
time.
And to our listeners, thank you for staying up to this time. We really, really, really appreciate it. All right. So I will see you in 2 weeks' time during our next episode.
One
Thank
of my
you.
I think a parent is here. I think one of my parents she promised to join. I think I just saw her chat now.
Okay.
Good evening, Mrs. Olano. How are you doing, ma? Oh, okay. I think I saw yeah, I think I got the message from her just now. Thank you so
Oh,
much, ma.
wow. Wow. Thank you to everyone who joined. I hope you have gained something from this session. All right. So we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for another episode of Beyond the Lines podcast. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.
All right, bye.